it and download it. KCAA, celebrating 25 years.
The Legacy. Southern California's KCAA, the #1 talk radio station in the Inland Empire.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. Tune in for a vibrant mix of fashion, finance, and life's essential foundations. Join us for expert interviews, insightful discussions, and empowering insights to elevate your lifestyle. From fashion trends to financial tips and personal growth strategies, we've got you covered. So grab your headphones and get ready to be inspired. Tune in now to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show and embark on this exciting journey with us.
Welcome everyone here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Waite. We are live here on KCAA Radio Network, and we are covering over 5 million households here in the greater Los Angeles. Remember, KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports, and we are here every Sunday at 3 o'clock p.m. And you can also watch us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, under Building Solid Foundations channel. Just make sure you subscribe to Building Solid Foundation. And we are also available on all of your favorite streaming channels. Today, I have such an amazing guest, and his name is Bill Robelo. And I want to welcome Bill. Bill, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks, Marie. Good to see you again.
Yes. So Bill is actually a real estate investor. He is also a native San Diego resident,
Yes,
right?
That's true.
And so Bill, you and I met at the San Diego Creative Investors Association too, and I remember you were quiet when I approached you, and I was wondering, okay, no one is talking to Bill. I want to say hi to him, so I did say hi to you. So,
yeah.
What did you think about our first interaction?
Well, I mean, you were very easy to talk to, and it definitely broke the ice for me. I'm one of those people that once I get to know you, you can't shut me up sometimes, but
Okay.
getting started sometimes is a little difficult.
Well, I was very impressed by you, and your background is amazing. So I wanted to let our listeners and audience to know more about you. So tell us, what was your background in terms of your career?
Well, growing up, after high school, I tried college for a little bit, but it really just wasn't right for me, and I went right into working. And I did a little bit of everything. I called myself the master of, what do they call it? The jack of all trades, master of none.
Okay.
I did construction. I worked on cars. I was a cook. I did a lot of different things. And then I ended up getting a job with the railroad. And I worked for the railroad for about 7 years. And at one point there, I took over our track office, and I was working with a lot of the management there, and none of them were computer literate at all, and computers had always come easy to me.
Okay.
So I was, kind of their in-house IT guy without it actually being my title. And so lots of people were just always saying, why aren't you doing this for a living? And about this point, I was like 27, 28. So I started thinking about it, but, I had a good union job and had bought my first house and thought, well, I'll stick with this. And then we got in a car accident on the job, and I was out of work for about a month, and really had time to think about, like, well, what do I want? Maybe I should go back to school. And so now I was in my early 30s. I put myself back through college, got my associates, and then went back about a year later, got my bachelor's in computer network security, and began working in the industry, and really sort of worked my way up through, call center was my first job. Hated it.
Okay.
And then moved on to more hands-on type of positions, and worked with the Navy for a while, deploying computers to new computers to the users. They were deploying a whole new set of computers to everybody, and that's really just how I got my start. And from there, I just kind of jumped from company to company, moving up, trying to get more experience. Eventually started working for Yahoo. Worked for Yahoo for a couple of years. Really got great experience there, doing a number of different things. Got involved in a layoff where they had laid off people. They had 3 different layoffs in about a little over a year period. Mm-hmm. And it was really where I learned, I need to look for something in addition. And it was during that point, I thought I was going to get a job right away, but it was in 2008 when, the economy was terrible. No one was hiring. If they did hire you, they wanted to pay nothing. And I actually almost got into real estate then because it's something I'd always been interested in. And I got laid off in April, and by December, I was actually on the roof of a property that my parents owned, my grandfather built. It was a fourplex in East San Diego. And so my friend and I were on there re-roofing it, and the wind was blowing. It was, we were getting it covered up because it was going to rain. And I was just thinking, I can't believe that I haven't been able to find another job. And I got a call, and it was a guy that I used to work with at Yahoo. And one of the managers there was working at a startup, and they needed somebody, and he had told him that I was still looking. And 3 days later, I was working. I was making what I was making there at my old job at Yahoo, and stayed there for actually 8 years, which is forever in technology. And I looked at it as both a good and a bad thing, because who can complain, especially in that economy, of having a good job? But at the same time, if I had gotten into real estate in 2008, 2009, imagine where I'd be now, because we all know how the market crashed. And as an investor, being able to buy properties in 2010, I would be sitting pretty right now.
Okay.
So, I kind of call it the golden shackles. You get this good job, but it sort of keeps you from taking that leap, doing maybe the things that you really love.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question. You said you were in the technology, right? And
Yes.
how many years were you in there?
Now or at that point?
At that time?
At that point, I'd been doing it for about 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
And so in total,
Now it's about 23. I say
20
25 all the time, but it's been about 23 years.
23 years.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of years of experience in the IT, right?
Yeah, and I've
Okay.
done a little bit of everything, and I kind of settled in on networking, which was always sort of my favorite, and that's pretty much all I do now.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
you also mentioned that you were in the Navy. How many years were you?
I was never in the Navy
Oh.
as a military, but I'm a civilian employee. So I'm an
Okay.
actual government employee at this point.
Oh,
now.
okay.
Yeah, for about 5 years, last 5 years.
Last 5 years?
Yeah.
So how was it?
It's good. I like it. I mean, I like what I'm doing. I love the people I work with. I love our mission. I mean, we're supporting the warfighter, and so I really get a lot of pride out of that.
Okay.
But it's just I'm at the point where I really feel how I've been trading my time for money all these
Okay.
years, and I've really wanted to be doing real estate, and I've started about the last 3 years doing it on the side. I started my company, American Residential Solutions.
Okay. And you're the president of that
Correct.
company, right?
Yes.
It's Elk Grove Capital?
Yeah, Elk Grove Capital I started a little more recently. American Residential Solutions was the company that I've been running since, I don't know, for about 3 years, a little over 3
Okay.
years now. And it's basically was acquiring single family homes,
Okay.
mostly through creative deals, subject twos, lease options, owner financing, those sort of things. So it's a little difficult in San Diego because everybody has so much equity.
Okay.
So it makes it a little harder to do here. I think if I was in another market, I'd really be killing it. But if I could do one a year in our market, it's not bad because of how the value of these places. But the thing is, I really need a motivated seller, and I feel like what we do really helps people too. Somebody's in a bad position; they have to sell their property. We can find creative ways to make it a real win-win situation.
Okay.
And then really more recently, I've sort of migrated more over into the self-storage world and looking to acquire my first self-storage property.
Okay.
And I also do some tax deed investing. So, I kind of spread out. I do a lot of things, but I have a lot of interest in the field, and really it's all stemmed from a goal of making a retirement for myself, because I didn't have that with the companies that I worked for. And at this point, I'd like to be able to help, friends, family, colleagues that I've worked with do the same, because a lot of people don't have retirements nowadays. It's not like when our parents were working for the same company for years and years and they were able to retire, and that's just not an option for us. And we're not going to be able to retire on our 401ks. I've seen that broken down financially, of how the taxes just eat into it once you start pulling from them, and it's not really a viable retirement option.
Okay. So you see yourself helping other people,
Yes.
and based on your experience, many years of experience in the IT technology and also being a government employee, what are the things that is so unique about you for them to, see the value of what you provide?
I think a lot of just how long that I've worked in the IT industry, half of finding good deals, even more than half of that, is the research. And I think, being as knowledgeable about computers as I am really helps a lot. I think I can get through a lot of the fluff on the internet to get down to doing some real research and finding properties that really can cash flow and are very safe investments. And that's what it comes down to. If you're trying to build for your retirement, the last thing you have time for is to buy the wrong property. And that's really what I hope I can bring people. If they can put their trust in me to find those properties for them, and we can all, rise up together. The whole saying, the rising tide that rises all ships. That's what I'm looking for.
Well, I like the point that you said on the research. I want to expand that on our next segment, but we're going to take a commercial break. And everyone out there, don't go away. This is the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and we will be right back.
Meet M. Teresa Lawrence, a beacon of hope and transformation whose life's works spans continents. Born in Cuba and celebrated for her philanthropic work, Teresa's journey reflects her dedication to empowering communities globally. Through her Leadership of Play coaching program in Jackson, Wyoming, and literary works like Gloriousness, she encourages a unique approach to leadership, embracing creativity, collaboration, and a childlike wonder for resilient, authentic living. Join her event, the Grand Butterfly Gathering, for a transformative experience where hundreds of people will gather virtually worldwide and on location at the town square in Jackson, Wyoming, dressed as butterflies. This event symbolizes a beautiful connection between nature's harmony and human unity, and is a great opportunity to raise funds and awareness for children's charities worldwide. Visit our website to register for the Grand Butterfly Gathering now, butterflymarch.com.
Unlock the power within you with Who Do You Think You Are? Delve into the art of personal branding and craft a legacy that leaves an indelible mark on the world. Learn from real-life experiences and actionable insights, empowering you to become a leader in your field. Get your copy now and embark on the journey to unleash your true potential. Now available on Amazon.
Looking to attract your target market without soliciting or doing the cold calling? Call Marie Waite and book your consultation. Branding gives you the power to create a unique and classy perception of your business for your target audience. A marketing plan without the right branding will always cost more, take longer, and tend to deliver subpar results compared to a well-branded business. Marie Waite is a branding strategist who formulates effective marketing and media programs to promote your business in building your name, brand, and legacy. Marie has over 10 years of experience and a proven record of creating strong brand content for business owners, entrepreneurs, and companies using her creative ideas, recommendations, and innovative programs. Book now at mariewaite.com or call her at 951-378-5316, 951-378-5316.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Marie Antoinette Waite here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. And we were talking to Bill Rabello, who is the president of the American Residential Solutions and Elk Grove Capital. So you were saying earlier that research is a very important part of working with people. And because of your experience in the technology or IT, and is that how you call it? IT or technology?
IT, information technology is what it stands
And
for.
also being in the Navy as a government employee, I want the audience or the listeners to understand why research is important when creating a project. Can you elaborate that some more for a minute?
Well, definitely when it comes to real estate, it's not hard to find properties, but to find properties that are going to cash flow and be a safe investment, that's where the research is really important. And in our field, research is very important just because technology moves fast. So then working all those years in computers, if you don't keep up, it moves right by you. So we're constantly learning and growing, and I feel that it translates well to real estate. I think real estate's the same thing. I think most everybody knows that it's good to have a diverse portfolio for into retirement.
Okay.
But real estate is if you talk to anybody that has been successful as an investor, real estate's always a big portion of their portfolio.
Okay. So take us to the journey, Bill. If I have to work with you on a project, what is the process that you take in regards to incorporating the research into creating a portfolio?
Well, whether it's finding the right self-storage facility or investing in tax deeds, you can't just buy any property and hope for the best. You have to research the market. You have to research the facility itself, and there's, what I like to look for is intrinsic value in a property. So whether the market goes up or down, the value is there in that property, and it's because of the people, like for storage, for example. There's enough people that are looking for storage in that area. Hopefully the market's growing, but you can't invest just on a growing market. You have to really find a property that has the value already in it, and that's what I look for, and that's where research comes in. I think it's critical.
And so you talk to them about the information in terms of determining what the value of the property, right?
Well, it's buying it at a value where you can grow it. That's
Okay, so that's part of the research.
Yeah.
You need to see or forecast the growth of the project.
Well, the growth is part of it. The market and whether it goes up or down is really kind of an extrinsic value that's
Okay.
outside of your control. I like to look for things that we can control.
Okay.
So if I'm buying a property, I want to make sure I'm getting it at a price where we're able to cash flow it.
Okay.
And then it's operating it, in a manner that does that, growing the value of that property. That's what I really love about commercial real estate is you're not waiting for the market to appreciate as if you were to buy a single family home. You actually are raising the value, and this applies to apartments as well. But by raising the income, basically the net operating income of a property, you're increasing the value of it. And so by buying a property that has that upside, you're buying it on intrinsic value, not extrinsic. So you're buying a property that no matter what happens with the market, it's going to go up. So it's a safe investment.
Okay, so you take your client into where you're analyzing the property with good research information, right? That's what you're doing. And I think part of where I see why others are going to have trouble with, working with people is because they need to learn how to do the research and pull the right information.
Yeah.
Am I
that's
right?
true.
Because
That's true.
doing a research is one thing, but knowing what you're looking for
Yes,
and
exactly.
taking the right information to incorporate into the project, that's another thing.
Right.
And that's where you're good at.
Yes. It's, doing real estate as a living is not for everybody. And I think, like I said earlier, people know the value in it, but they don't have either the know-how or the want to know how or the time to look into these. So, that's why, I'm hoping that 2025 is the year that I'm able to leave my WT job and
Okay.
go full-time into the businesses. And I want to be there doing this research so that other people don't have to. So
Wow.
I want people to be able to come to me and feel confident that, hey, this is somebody I trust. This is somebody that I know has been doing this for a while. And, I can put my money with them, my retirement
Yes.
income, or just, money that they have in the bank that's collecting no interest at all, really.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so they can, they can be an investor without having to worry about doing all the research, doing just everything that goes into it. I want to be the person that can do that
Oh,
for
that's
myself and
awesome.
others.
So that is, thinking to be in that position, I mean, that takes a lot of passion and dedication to help other people. I mean, you yourself, you're pretty much okay and successful, right?
Yeah.
Financially. So now you're in the mode to where you just want to serve people. Is that what it is?
Yes, and you know, I want to serve myself as well. I want my family to do better, and I want to be comfortable as well. But yeah, I really feel like I have so many really good friends that just don't have a retirement set up, and I'm worried for them. I hear them all the time saying, "I'm probably going to work till I die," and I don't want that for my friends or my family or even people I don't know yet that I'm going to meet in the future. You know, if I can help, I'd love to.
So the people that will discover you, you're like a hidden gold mine.
I hope
Because
so.
yeah, because they, you know, you're here now and getting ready to help people. They gotta find out about you and see what they can do to improve their life financially with your talent and skills. And I think that's incredible. It's such a blessing for the community to have you,
Thank you.
know, provide this kind of service. And, you know, is there anything that you wanted to share in terms of what you have done so far for other people?
Well, most of what I've done, honestly, has been just trying to get my business going to a point where now I can help other people.
Okay.
I haven't worked with investors yet,
Okay.
other than, you know, I've had some friends that have wanted to, you know,
And
come
you've
in on
helped
some
your
things.
friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm getting close to a point. I mean, like I say, this is a year. 2025 is going to be a big year for us. I really see it as being a time of growth and opportunity, and if I can share it and help other people, I mean, it's great.
So, was there any challenges in, you know, just building your business at this time?
Yeah, the time it takes, you know, when you're working a full-time job, have a family, you know, and you're trying to run your business, it's tough.
Yeah.
You know, and I've tried to automate things as much as possible, as much as
Which
can
is
be
you have
done.
the skills to do that.
Yeah, and I'm learning AI on the side.
Oh, you
now
are?
too to use that to my advantage.
Okay.
So you know, it's a never-ending battle. There's always more to learn.
Yeah, I mean, especially with AI. I mean, you know, I myself have gone into like the Chat GPT and just tried to figure out, okay, how can I take advantage of this? And I was able to take some good information out of it, but I don't really want to go in there and, you know, spend time learning it, because I enjoy the part of where I communicate with my clients and, you know, help them build their brand. And
Yes.
I have people that are like you, who's really good in technology, and they set up everything for me to where I can still communicate with them in terms of what I want, outcome of, you know, the project, but they do all the technical work. I don't have to do it. I'm just like spoiled when it comes to that.
Well, we all have our talents, right?
Yes, yes. And for you, I mean, you know, again, many years of being in IT is incredible for someone to work with, because that's a lot of years of experience. And pulling the information for the real estate investing, I mean, that is very valuable as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm glad that I like to do it. I mean, I when I'm working on it, it's fun. I feel like I'm doing something that I really love, and I really like the time that it gives me. Like time's our greatest commodity, you know. And when we're working our W-2 jobs, we're just trading our time for money. So
Yeah.
what I'm looking for is really to take some of that time back, because we have a finite amount of it, and we don't know when it ends. So I want to live each day as best I can.
Yeah, I wanna really dig into some of your vision for the future, and really understand how you're helping people. Because I get that you desire to do that, and you already have your company and things like that, but I wanted to really understand your vision for the future. But we're gonna take a commercial break, and we will be right back with Bill Rebello. Don't go away.
Looking to attract your target market without soliciting or doing the cold calling? Call Marie Waite and book your consultation. Branding gives you the power to create a unique and classy perception of your business for your target audience. A marketing plan without the right branding will always cost more, take longer, and tend to deliver subpar results compared to a well-branded business. Marie Waite is a branding strategist who formulates effective marketing and media programs to promote your business in building your name, brand, and legacy. Marie has over 10 years of experience and a proven record of creating strong brand content for business owners, entrepreneurs, and companies using her creative ideas, recommendations, and innovative programs. Book now at mariewaite.com or call her at 951-378-5316, 951-378-5316.
Meet M. Teresa Lawrence, a beacon of hope and transformation whose life's works spans continents. Born in Cuba and celebrated for her philanthropic work, Teresa's journey reflects her dedication to empowering communities globally. Through her Leadership of Play coaching program in Jackson, Wyoming, and literary works like Gloriousness, she encourages a unique approach to leadership, embracing creativity, collaboration, and a childlike wonder for resilient, authentic living. Join her event, the Grand Butterfly Gathering, for a transformative experience where hundreds of people will gather virtually worldwide and on location at the town square in Jackson, Wyoming, dressed as butterflies. This event symbolizes a beautiful connection between nature's harmony and human unity and is a great opportunity to raise funds and awareness for children's charities worldwide. Visit our website to register for the Grand Butterfly Gathering now, butterflymarch.com.
In Karate Legacy and the Power Within, we don't just teach karate techniques, we share the inspiring stories of incredible martial artists. Latino Gonzalez, the father of karate, paved the way for martial arts in the Philippines. His legacy lives on through his sons, Rolando and Roberto Gonzalez, who starred in over 100 Philippine karate movies, captivating audiences and bringing karate to the silver screen. Then we have Patricia Gonzalez, a symbol of strength and resilience. After overcoming her own battles, Patricia's journey embodies the spirit of perseverance. Her story encourages us to face our challenges head-on and emerge victorious. Each character in this book has a unique journey, friends and students who have dedicated their lives to mastering the art of karate. Their shared passion not only deepens their bond, but also strengthens their resolve to uplift one another. Through these compelling stories, Karate Legacy and the Power Within reveals the essence of karate: courage, unity, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. Join us in celebrating these extraordinary individuals and discover the strength that lies within you. Grab your copy of Karate Legacy and the Power Within, available now on Amazon.
Welcome back, everyone, here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and we are with Bill Rabella. So, Bill, one question I have in mind is that, you know, with the company that you're building right now and you're getting ready to help people, what is the vision and for this company? What are the things that you really wanted to do and, you know, see happening?
Well, for the next couple of years, I really want to focus on both the self-storage investing as well as investing in tax deeds. I see being able to invest with tax deeds as sort of a foundation of it all, to be able to bring in money for investing in myself in storage, as well as bringing in other people's money. You know.
So can we talk about tax deed? What is that? What's the process of that?
So counties across America, and they all do this differently. The rules are set by state, but a lot of the counties can run these their own way. You have tax lien certificates and tax deeds, and some states do one, some states do the other, some are a bit of a hybrid of both. So if you own property in a county, you owe property taxes. Mm-hmm. And if you become delinquent on these property taxes, the county charges you some interest on it.
Okay.
But they still need to run their fire departments, their parks, everything. So they still need that money. So somebody came up with this a long time ago to put these up for auction for investors. So investors can can buy these tax deeds or tax liens and hold them for a period, and they're safe investments because they get up to, you know, actually as high as a 24% return. It depends on the state, and so you're not buying these tax certificates to acquire property. You're buying them to park some money for a while and get a good return on your investment. So when the people are able to bring their deed current or bring their tax lien current, then you get paid. So that's
what's your part there? So where do you come in?
As an investor.
Okay.
So I'm looking through and I'm finding either certificates or deeds to invest in. Now I don't really invest in tax lien certificates myself. I'm more on the deed side. So these are deeds that have been taken by the state because people had, you know, up to 5 years or whatever it is for that state to pay for their back taxes,
Yes.
and weren't able to. So the state has foreclosed. So the states that foreclose on these put these up for auction to get their money back. And then anything additional typically goes actually to the property owner once any liens that are paid off on the property.
So as a real estate investor, you come in and get these properties?
Yeah.
And
so
then you offer it to people and kind of, is that how it works?
well, so the way I do it is if I buy a property through this acquisition process, you're getting through a deed, and let's say I'm the winning bidder at an auction, and I win this property. So I have the option to either sell it outright, to fix it up or sell it, to flip it to a contractor that wants to, you know, or a developer that
Okay.
wants it. You can rent it out. You can do different creative ways of selling it, which is kind of what I'm more interested in. So anything that I want to buy and hold, it could be a rental, but more likely I'm probably going to do seller financing and just hold the note. That way somebody else is able to buy the property. You're, you know, probably selling it at, you know, under market, so it's something that sells quick, but then they're paying you over time. So you're basically being the bank.
Okay.
So it's a nice buy and hold strategy because you're not having to, you know, I'm not having to upkeep somebody's property. I'm not worried about tenants. I'm just, you know, at this point I'm just collecting checks.
So what if the investor or the client wants to not do anything, any kind of maintenance, and they just want to collect money? What would be the way to do that?
All right, so let's say I had a deed that I was looking at, and there's, again, here's where research comes in, is finding a good property, finding something that, you know, making sure that it doesn't have some IRS lien on it, or, you know, any number of things. Make sure it's in a good area, make sure that it's a property that's going to, you know, cash flow.
Yeah.
And so by coming to me, you might say, hey, look, I've got $15,000 that I want to invest. What can we do with it? So I would show them one that I was working on. They would invest the money. We would buy the property, and then we'd already know how we're going to exit, whether it's a straight sell or whether we're going to hold it for a while then sell. I mean, it all depends on the deal.
Okay.
And so then once it sells, then we would give them their initial investment back and split the profits 50-50. So I would do
Oh.
the work, they would put up the money, and
So if I have $10,000, I can just give it to you and then let you handle it, and then
exactly. And then,
That's
and
easy.
That's the thing is a lot of these deeds can be purchased for that low. Sometimes even lower. Sometimes more. I mean, it really all depends.
and you're saying average ROI once,
I mean,
or-
it really depends on the deal.
yeah.
Yeah, and how we decide to exit it. We might want to put more money into it to fix and flip it. We might want to just flip it quick to an investor. You know, it really depends on the needs of the person coming to me. The way I do it myself is kind of a combination of both. I do what I call the active investing, where it'd be a quick flip just to bring in some cash to invest in other ones, or the more long-term passive buy and holds, which has a lot of tax benefits. And
Okay.
but a lot of it is getting seed money through the tax deed investing for my self-storage properties, which is I think just really a great asset class for putting your money into, for investing for real long-term wealth, and it's an asset that doesn't default. It's the lowest defaulting commercial real estate asset in you know our country.
Okay, so let's take them to the self-storage.
Okay.
So what is the process for someone to be a part of that?
Well, so for self-storage, if I was going to put together a deal bringing in investors, it would be more than one, more likely. It really kind of depends on the size of the deal, but what we would be doing would be bringing in enough money for a down payment and for initial operating costs. And it all depends on the size of the deal and how many people we're bringing in. But typically we're finding something right now where a lot of great deals are coming are from sellers that are willing to hold the note themselves, basically seller finance their properties. And we're finding some great deals, a lot of great deals out there. And, with bank interest as high as it is, the sellers can't get what they were getting a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And so by doing it this way, we can give them a higher sale price if they can give us good terms. And again, it's a win-win situation. It helps them, helps us, helps our investors. And the way we exit is sometimes to sell that property and to get into something better. Sometimes it's going to be a long-term hold where we'll refinance, get people their money back, and then long-term hold from there. And typically they're going to see that money come back to them and want to reinvest it again. So that's our blueprint.
So some of your friends that you've already helped, did they do well, and did they like working with you?
Yeah, they come back for more.
Yeah, they come back for more.
Yeah.
That is so amazing. I think it's incredible to have someone with your credentials, being in the information technology and then being a current government employee. I mean, it is good to have someone that you can trust and have the knowledge to improve your life. I mean, the fact that you are trying to also make sure that you are also winning. I mean, they can be a part of what you're aiming in terms of improving your life, right?
Yeah. Well, not everybody has the want or the know-how to do it themselves, but they've got these 401ks sitting around doing nothing. I call it lazy money. Like, let's get it working.
So what they're making in the 401k is not really good enough to just leave it there?
How many people are actively looking at their 401ks, especially if you've got a number of them that are maybe sitting around just doing nothing. I mean, you could put those in a self-directed IRA, or there's other vehicles that you can put them in to invest that money in real estate. And if we can put our money together with multiple people, there's a lot we can do a lot more.
Yeah, and using a self-directed IRA, they don't have to pay taxes, right?
Correct. Yeah, that money can sit in there and grow, and you don't have to pay taxes until retirement.
So they have to roll it over from their 401k. But this is not. Is this the 401k that they're currently working on, or is it from previous work?
Well, usually you can't. And I could be wrong about this, but I don't think you can move a current one. I think it has to be old ones from places you've left, so companies you've left.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. It can't be the current, employment that they are in.
Right.
It has to be an old 401k
right.
that was sitting there.
And that's the thing. With people that I've worked with over the years, it's a job where you move around. You go from, it might be at a company for 3 years, and you're at another company, and it's just the way the IT works, and technology. I work with a lot of software engineers. They all work for one company for a while, move, and we leave behind this trail of 401ks. And so you can move it into an IRA. I mean, that's very common, but if you move it into an IRA with Vanguard, then you're just going to be you're going to be buying Vanguard stocks. That's all you can do with it.
Okay.
By doing a self-directed IRA with a company that allows you to invest in other forms, you can invest in real estate, and so and you can combine your investment with many other people, and that's where the real power comes in. So us little guys can actually do what a bigger company can do.
Awesome. Well, I learned a lot from you, Bill. So we're gonna go take another commercial break, and we will be right back. Don't go away. This is the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, and I'm your host, Marie Antoinette.
Meet M. Teresa Lawrence, a beacon of hope and transformation, whose life's works spans continents. Born in Cuba and celebrated for her philanthropic work, Teresa's journey reflects her dedication to empowering communities globally. Through her Leadership of Play coaching program in Jackson, Wyoming, and literary works like Gloriousness. She encourages a unique approach to leadership, embracing creativity, collaboration, and a childlike wonder for resilient, authentic living. Join her event, the Grand Butterfly Gathering, for a transformative experience where hundreds of people will gather virtually worldwide and on location at the town square in Jackson, Wyoming, dressed as butterflies. This event symbolizes a beautiful connection between nature's harmony and human unity, and is a great opportunity to raise funds and awareness for children's charities worldwide. Visit our website to register for the Grand Butterfly Gathering now, butterflymarch.com.
Unlock the power within you with Who Do You Think You Are? Delve into the art of personal branding and craft a legacy that leaves an indelible mark on the world. Learn from real-life experiences and actionable insights, empowering you to become a leader in your field. Get your copy now and embark on the journey to unleash your true potential. Now available on Amazon.
Looking to attract your target market without soliciting or doing the cold calling? Call Marie Waite and book your consultation. Branding gives you the power to create a unique and classy perception of your business for your target audience. A marketing plan without the right branding will always cost more, take longer, and tend to deliver subpar results compared to a well-branded business. Marie Waite is a branding strategist who formulates effective marketing and media programs to promote your business in building your name, brand, and legacy. Marie has over 10 years of experience and a proven record of creating strong brand content for business owners, entrepreneurs, and companies using her creative ideas, recommendations, and innovative programs. Book now at mariewaite.com or call her at 951-378-5316, 951-378-5316.
Welcome back, everyone, here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I am your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and we are here every Sunday at 3 o'clock p.m. Don't forget to tune in to Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, under Building Solid Foundations channel, and we are also available on your favorite streaming podcast. Anyway, Bill, let's get back to your providing services to people. Now, what are your ideal clients?
Well, I think anybody that has some money set aside that they want to invest, but they don't really know how to do it or where to go about it, and they'd like to invest in real estate, just come talk to me. I'd be happy to talk to anybody, let you know what I'm doing. I know other people as well. I mean, if this doesn't feel like a fit for what I'm doing, I can point you in the right direction. I'd like to be here to help the people I know and see what I can do for you.
Now, do you work with people only in San Diego or outside San Diego too?
I'd be willing to work with somebody anywhere, really. But I mean, San Diego is my base, so that's where I've worked with people in the past.
Yeah. Well, it seems like you're going to be tapping into this business. Now, are you going to be famous in the industry? I mean, is that what we're looking at here? You're going to be...
I doubt it. I don't know if I'll be famous, but I wouldn't mind being well known as somebody that, the go-to person for taking care of your money. I mean, that's what
So are you going to be doing some educational or speaking on stage for this type of...
I don't have anything set up right now, but that's where I'd like to go eventually.
I think that would be awesome because of your experience.
Yeah, and I'd really like to. I'd like to get to a point where I can mentor young people.
Mm-hmm.
I have kids, and I'd like to get them into the real estate.
How old are your
business.
kids?
19 and 28.
19 and 20. So what are they doing?
28.
Oh, 28. So what career are they doing now?
Well, my son, who's 19, is still trying to find his way. He's going to college still. My daughter works in education.
Okay, so they're educating people.
Yeah, and I go to a lot of meetups and events, and I meet people, and I see how there's so many hardworking younger people out there that really want to learn the business. They don't know where to start, and I don't know. I feel this need to want to help them, and I wish I could have found out when I was really young and would have maybe gone a different career path. And I mean, I can't complain about where my life's taken me.
Yeah.
But I wish I would have been doing this stuff sooner. And I think having a mentor is really accelerates you in the direction you want to go.
No, I agree with you, because if I knew this when I was younger, I would have changed my career.
Yes.
And really just concentrate on this, because I know how much it benefited me personally for being in the real estate industry, and how it connected me to so many amazing people. So I know what the industry offers. It's just that you need to know how to do it and how to connect with people and who are the right people to connect with.
Yeah.
So, and it's amazing that you are here, and I hope the listeners in the audience, that they're able to, connect with you, because you're here now and you're willing to educate and help others.
Yes.
So
I'd love to.
And thank you for, thinking that way, because we don't have a lot of good mentors in the industry, and some of them could be like taking advantage of people that do not know what they're doing. And you, someone that I have known now for quite some time, and your background and your credentials are amazing, and it's so nice to have someone like you in this industry.
Well, I know for myself, I've gone through the guru mill, and they're good, and they're not as good. So, if I can help somebody, I'd love to do it. I mean, I feel like I've got pretty broad knowledge in a lot of topics in real estate, and I have my focused area that I'm really looking at, but I'm here to help as much as I can, and to learn as well. We're always learning.
Okay. Well, I'm really excited for you, Bill, because I know that you're going into your journey now in terms of getting to connect with your clients. And, I would like to hear more stories from you in the future after you help them.
Yeah, I hope we can get together at the end of this year and tell a bunch of great stories.
Yeah, and that's the whole point, We want to make a difference in people's lives, and that's why we're here on the radio show, to providing good information. And your information today is, I'm sure it helps some people to understand what they need to do, at least, in terms of, tax deed and self-directed IRA and storage. I think those are, specific information in real estate that if people want to focus on, I think it's good to hear that from you.
Thanks.
Now, is there anything else that you wanted to let people know, and how can they get hold of you too?
Well, I don't know, should I just give my phone number?
Yes, feel free to do that. And if you have a website,
Sure.
and you can repeat it twice too, because some people are driving.
Okay, yeah. So my phone number is 619-742-2917. That's 619-742-2917. My website is ars-properties.com. ars-properties.com. It stands for American Residential Solutions. Elk Grove Capital, I actually just recently started that company. I have the domain, have not gotten a website up for it yet, but that's what I'll use for my syndications. And yeah, feel free to call me. I don't have a big Facebook presence, but I do have American Residential Solutions. If you go to facebook.com/American Residential Solutions, and then same thing for Instagram, it's /American Residential Solutions, and I'll be starting one for Elk Grove Capital as well.
What's your piece of advice for our audience?
It's easy to get caught in analysis paralysis. So if you're looking at doing these kind of deals yourself, you finally have to just take the step and do it. It's really easy to just get in that loop of looking and looking and looking and not leaping. And once you do, you will learn so much. And find somebody to help you out. Find a mentor that can help you along the way, and just do it. You're never going to succeed in it if you don't take that first step.
And they have to do research also on the people that they want to work with, right?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about the importance of research. Well, Bill, I am grateful for you for being here in our show, and thank you so much for all the things that you do in the real estate industry, and I am really excited for everyone that's going to be working with you in the future.
Thanks. I appreciate you putting on this platform for us.
Yes. All right, everyone. This is Marie Antoinette Waite. This is the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show, where we bring amazing experts, leaders, and where you can learn how to make your life fabulous. So always make sure that you tune in here every Sunday at 3 o'clock p.m. And don't forget, we are in Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, under Building Solid Foundations channel, so you can watch our previous shows, and you can check us in every favorite streaming channels that you like. We are in Spreakers, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, so many streaming channels out there right now. But anyway, thank you again for tuning in, and I totally appreciate you watching our show, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Connect, and Building Solid Foundation.
Here's the KCAA Community Calendar for April. The Duran Eastside Library in Riverside